Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl in your face when you're sleeping! Life can be so unpredictable where certain incidents occur are next to unbelievable until they are caught on the camera. From the appearance of unimaginable creatures to unrecognizable animal remains. Here are some of those captures that otherwise no one would have believed. Roadside remains. Most animal remains are easily recognizable despite the several days of decaying, but this one sure seems to have made an exception. A pedestrian while walking on the streets of Paris noticed these roadside remains of an unrecognizable animal. Clearly, it looks to be a case of this poor animal dying by traffic collision and remaining there untouched for several days before the recording. A closer look of these roadside remains make it look like nothing like your usual stray cat or dogs on the road, but rather a fish or an octopus of some kind. Maybe someone unknowingly dropped the remains, however, no one knows for sure. Beast carcass. As terrifying as it looks, maybe it's a good fortune that it isn't alive and well anymore. Passerbys at the rocks of Coralvo Island near the Mexican coast of Baja California Sur found this strange decaying beast specimen during an early morning walk. The smell and the looks of the carcass, which is in a bad state of decomposition, makes it look extra terrifying, and also hard for marine biologists to recognize its nature. With gaining widespread exposure over the internet left many baffled around the world, with the speculation of it being a humanoid fish or form of alien creature. It could also be the case of an undiscovered prehistoric animal that may have surfaced after a millennia. 4-foot American eel. The first person who happened to find this lengthy eel thought of it being a really long snake-like fish. A 4-foot-long American eel was found washed ashore on Mustang Island, Texas. Before the beach officials could deal with the dead eel, a reserve director from the University of Texas Marine Science Institute arrived to inspect this massive eel, which is so rare to appear and is listed as an endangered species. The director reported that due to the excessive building of dams throughout the river, it created a very negative impact by cutting off their movement in their natural habitat, resulting in an extinction-level drop of population. Money-like creature. This possibly is a monkey who may have gotten crushed after birth, but experts believe it to be the case of extraterrestrial. In February 2008, a Florida man, while vlogging, tripped on a branch and fell, only to discover an old but preserved carcass of something that looks like a monkey. To get more answers, this creature was sent to a local museum for archaeologists to examine, who commented on it being a creature having similar characteristics to that of a monkey. For instance, it had a leathery skin, which none of the known monkey species have, along with a body which was quite rigid. Bizarre-looking remains. These remains look far unrecognizable as compared to those found on a road in Paris. A video posted by Australian wildlife experts showing remains of an unknown animal who got caught up in the intense forest fire and got burned to the crisp. It burned so far beyond the possibility of being identified, as even the bone marrow was no more found. Judging from the shape of the skeleton remains and the partial DNA, it was revealed to belong to an animal species having characteristics similar to that of a canine. Whether it is a dog or not can't be said for sure, although many speculate it to be the plain old dingoes. Giant animal body part. This certainly isn't someone's leftovers, but rather a detached body part of an unknown animal. A huge piece of an unknown animal was found in Lake Superior, which is a freshwater lake in North America. With the lake being landlocked and unfit for any sea life to be able to survive, the sighting of these remains naturally became even more bizarre. Just by looking at it, you can know that it has been decaying for several days, if not weeks. By the look of its skin, it either belongs to a whale or a shark that may have died for multiple reasons. Abnormal-looking whale. What's not known about this dolphin body is how or what caused it to look so abnormal. A 6-meter-long dead body of a dolphin-like mammal that was found after it got washed up on the coastline of Dorib National Park in Namibia. Its body looks to have its internal organs, seems to have been ripped out, leaving the externals to have gotten squashed as a result. Veterinarians and marine biologists banded together to investigate, and this dead dolphin-looking creature was reckoned to be a Cuvier's beaked whale. Wax entity. Aside from the wax coating, the nature and general body structure of this animal is very bizarre. Villagers from Muran, Mongolia discovered a strange type of alien-like entity that was laying on the sides of a paved pathway. This entity had some type of colored wax coating all over its body, which also resulted in its body being extremely sticky and stiff. Its head looked very odd, chest similar to that of a human baby, and long, twisted yet skinny-looking legs. Its eyes were relatively huge, wide open, and somehow not covered in wax glue. Many debated it to be a toy of some kind, but the source of the video claims that it was breathing when it was first found. Extraterrestrial skeleton. That's indeed a very long, tall-looking alien who may have died after making its way to Earth. This very tall and extremely abnormal-looking skeleton was seen floating on Gulf Islands in Canada. While parts of the body were still decaying, its bone structure was visible and was measured to be over 2.5 meters in height. The head was tiny with a huge nose and a mouth, a twisted torso with really long yet skinny legs. Since it looked to have a texture of some crafted wood trunk, many considered it to be non-alien. Mummified crocodiles. Full disclosure, ancient Egyptians believed mummification was necessary for reaching afterlife, so they decided to mummify everything possible. In 2019, archaeologists during excavation found 2,000-year mummified crocodiles at Qubat al-Hawa in Egypt. Experts believe that it wasn't an actual made tomb, but rather accidental, as pieces of these crocodiles were long lost during wrapping and transport. One of the several crocodiles that was found so well preserved that even the stones that were found in its stomach region helped them balance weight in the water. Lake Ontario carcass. Either it drowned after getting exhausted from all the swimming, or had a devastating impact on these. An unidentifiable dead animal was found lying between the rocks on Oakville shores in Canada. The body was missing a head, and most of its skin was torn off from the sides, probably caused by all rocks surrounding it. Due to the missing head, it took several extra, and was identified as a raccoon by a wildlife expert. He reported that raccoons are known to wash dead, even often as they tend to get carried away, venturing out into any body of water. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows? We might even feature it in one of our videos. This picture was taken in March 2022 by a beachgoer who found this creature on Queensland Beach in Australia. According to the recorder, this fast-decaying, mysterious animal had most of its body intact, except its fur seemed as if it were ripped apart from it. What astonished him was that, despite wildlife experts examining the carcass, they couldn't recognize what this animal was and how it ended up on the beach. Social media users ran multiple wild guesses, from it being an alien beast to a scientific experiment gone wrong. Scientists and researchers are still looking for answers. Beached whale or dolphin? Another case of an unknown underwater resident ending up on the beachfront. A man, while out hiking at Land's End in San Francisco, stumbled upon this decaying carcass of what looks like a dolphin. It had minor scratches all over its body, but nothing too serious to have caused its death. Initially, many arguments were made that this beached dolphin or whale couldn't breathe, until they were ruled out. It was identified to be a harbor porpoise, who passed away due to massive deposits of plastic waste getting caught up in its body. Huge sea monster. This certainly has to be a sea monster, seeing how it has a body structure very different to a whale, shark, or any other similar underwater animal. This massive sea creature was discovered in March 2017 on the British coast. It had a very unusual type of body with a piece of whale fin stuck within its jaws. Due to the sudden appearance of this monster, people have been warned to stay away, while the government is called in to investigate after relevant precautions are established. See you next time!